Okay, so Auxin and efflux pumps. So basically, and this picture is not showing that, but Auxin efflux pumps allows oxygen to be transported between cells. Okay, and if you think about that, you know that's important. So if you have cells here, and you have sunlight here shining through those pumps are going to accumulate on the dark side, and then they're going to move oxygen through those pumps. Okay, it's active transport, so it takes energy. So they're going to be kind of moved across. And then auxin, and this last bit is a bit misleading, but this is where a lot of the action happens, is it causes a change in gene expression. So it causes growth, proteins involved in growth and mitosis and expansions down here. It causes a whole bunch of different genes to start to be activated and produce proteins. And that's what ends up causing the elongation here, is through that. Now, looking at kind of one specific one about cell elongation here is something that looks kind of familiar. We know about protein pumps, or proton pumps made out of proteins, right? So one thing auxin does is it promotes the movement of H+ ions into the cell wall, okay? Now once you're in there, it activates, H+ ions activate proteins called expansions. And what they do is they're enzymes that break these bonds here. So this is all cellulose here, okay, making up cell walls. And remember, cellulose helps maintain turgor pressure, the cell wall. So what it actually does is it breaks the bonds in between the cellulose, and this leads to cell elongation. So what happens is it creates more space between here where new links are formed, but that links cause that cell to elongate, okay? And as water enters those cells, it pushes those apart, spreads those apart, and then new cellulose is laid down, okay? So its idea of high oxygen concentrations causes H+ ions to be moved out into the cell wall, which soften the cell wall, and this allows the cell to expand by taking in more water, and that causes that cell to expand. But remember, it's only going to happen where you have these high auxin concentrations, because otherwise you're not going to activate those proton pumps to move that into the cell wall space. Okay.